Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jimmy Talks Jira Live. We are going to be talking about everything Team 22 today. This is my first attempt at doing a live stream on this channel, so please bear with me as I figure out what we're going to be doing today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. How I'm planning on running this. I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on anything that's coming up in chat, responding to questions or comments as best I can. I want to treat this as sort of a ask me anything about past summit experiences or things to help prepare for being in person at Team 22. We're going to go through a few sort of informational things that are out there that I would recommend, taking a look at ahead of you going. Having available to you while you're there to, just help you make the most out of your Team 22 experience. So, without further ado, let's just dive in and we will take a look at some of the things that are out there already that I think are worth looking at before you go. So I'm just going to switch over here. And we will show the desktop that I have. And let's start by talking about the event page itself. It's not going to be the most useful thing while you're there, but there's definitely a lot of things that you can look at here before you go. One of the most important ones, obviously, is the sessions. So being able to come here and take a look at who is going to be speaking, as well as what the primary tracks are going to be for Team 22. I would also point out that the tracks generally dictate the theme, so you can see what the main goals are that the Atlassian and the speakers that are going to be there are going to be talking about. So if you are looking for something that is outside of these, you will find a little bit, but you probably won't find as much as you would like. Looking at the actual session catalog itself, my understanding is that the live stream category is going to be things that are going to be happening in Vegas. So if you're there in person, you will be able to see them live. These are also going to be the things that are going to be streamed so that people that are attending the viewing parties in the 7 viewing locations around the world, as well as those who are going to be joining digitally online, will be able to participate in. Most of them, I believe, are going to be mainly the keynotes, as well as some of the other major ones that Atlassian wants to push. So definitely one of those things that I would keep notes of right now as far as when they're happening, so that if you are not going to be attending in person, put these in your calendar so that you at least have a notification of when they're happening. If it's something you're interested in, absolutely check them out if you're not going to be there live. If you're going to be there live, I'm pretty sure these are already pre-registered for you. And I'm pretty sure other than the expo hall, there is nothing else happening during the major keynotes. So that is sort of the big thing to be at. So I would recommend attending the keynotes while you're there. Being there in person, the keynotes is the best experience that you can have for that. The Live in Vegas category. So this is going to be things that are going to be happening if you are going to be there in person. I don't believe that these ones are necessarily going to be available on demand. They may be recorded sessions that are available after Team 22 ends. But I don't know that you're going to necessarily see them live next week if you're not attending in person. This is not the most ideal way to be looking at these, and I will show you my recommended approach for this later. I think this is more one of those things where if you see something that is happening live in Vegas and you're not going to be attending, I would keep tabs on the titles of the sessions that you're interested in, and after Team 22 live is finished, see if they have recordings of the ones that you were interested in learning more about. Digital experience is exactly what you think it is. This is going to be for the people that are not attending in person and um, online experience. So if you are unfortunately not able to attend in person, go check out what's going to be happening for the digital experience and absolutely see if there's something that you're interested in watching. Again, make notes on them and then, be sure to check them out online as you're able to. Moving on past that, we're going to talk one more about sort of in-person stuff. If you have not signed up for training, I think we don't want to watch the video. I would highly recommend that you should have checked this out ahead of time. I don't know if it's too late to sign up now for this, but you definitely want to take a look and see if there is something you are interested in learning more about here. I took one of the in-person training courses at the 2019 Summit, and I can tell you an in-person experience is way better than doing it online on your own time. I have done an online live session with a live trainer, and that is better, but it's still just not as good as the sort of in-person with a trainer and a whole bunch of other classmates, and just the conversations that will start up that are not exactly course material related, but can help you learn more about things that you might not have necessarily considered. So if you're going, training isn't that much more. Take advantage of the fact that you can get it live while you're there. So what would I recommend out of training? Depends on where you are in your Atlassian journey. If you are brand new to the Atlassian products, absolutely look at some of the things that are more on the beginner line as far as learning how to get started with Jira, Confluence, whatever it is you're using. If you are in sort of a more seasoned role for what you're doing, I would actually consider looking at anything that would point you towards getting either a pro skill badge or a certification. In 2019, I did take the Jira Project Administrator certification prep course that also included an exam voucher, and that was what led me into taking the certification exam when I got home and, starting my certification journey with my first certification. Outside of this, you can absolutely check out the FAQ. As far as what you should be looking at in the FAQ for this, hey, Rodney's here. Welcome. Thank you for showing up. I know that you're in lurking mode, but I appreciate you joining this. Right now, just going through sort of the event page for Team 22 and just talking about, some of the things that are worth looking at ahead of actually going to the in-person event in Vegas. Specifically, what I would recommend is if you are going, take a look at the COVID testing protocols, proof of vaccination, this whole health and safety section. I know that personally, I have been rather confused lately with the way that the Canadian government, because I'm in Canada, as well as just, understanding what the American government requires me to have going in, and just things have changed a lot in the last few weeks. So make sure, check out this, check out your airlines, check out the government's health regulations about things. Then, have a plan of how you plan on accomplishing everything ahead of either flying if you're flying or, however you're planning on traveling to get there. I wanted to specifically mention this because there are some requirements, such as I believe there is somewhere in here about requiring a negative test. Yes. Where are you here? Protocols for the event. Yes. Validation of a negative test will be a part of the registration process. So yes, you absolutely need to show a negative test result. So bear that in mind when you are planning to go, that you will be required to do that, as well as proof of fully vaccinated, which I believe is the 2 vaccines of various approved vaccines, which is right in here. And that is just in order to get your registration pass. So you will not be able to get your pass to attend anything if you are not fully vaccinated and have proof of a negative test. I think it was up to 72 hours in advance. Outside of this, I want to bring your attention to a Trello board. So this board, which I will update the description of this live stream, and I will include this board in there, as well as a bunch of the other things that I'm talking about today. This board was created by Matthias, who works for K15T. Sorry, I apologize for that. What he's done is put together a Trello board. So all you Trello fans, you're going to love this, of everything that is happening around Team 22. So if you were planning on being there for the Tuesday welcoming in the evening, and then the Wednesday and Thursday sessions, you're probably going to miss out on a few things, because there are things happening even on the Monday and then all the way to the Friday. They're not required things, but they're things that are going on. So, for example, this info session that is being done by a number of partners, it's going to be happening on the Monday from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. It's, it's a meet and greet with a bunch of Atlassian's partners. I'm absolutely going to be there. I highly recommend other people show up to it. Partners are definitely the people that help you learn best practices, can help you solution any of business challenges you're trying to solve. Obviously, there will be some marketplace vendors there who will have apps that can help you, leverage the best of what you have. This is one of those sessions that will be happening outside of things. Obviously, this is the all-day training, and then, there are various events that are happening even while the Team 22 event is going to be going on. So absolutely check out this Trello board just to find out the things that you might not have necessarily known were going to be happening outside of the official events. Lastly, I have to go back to the community. Everything for me starts and ends with the Atlassian community. And there is a group in there, which is the official Atlassian events. They have temporarily put the Team 22 name on it because, let's be honest, everything right now is Team 22. So I highly recommend going and checking out the featured content here, as there's a lot of things from that standpoint that are going to help you understand what's going to be happening. There are also a number of various questions and discussions that have started up. There are definitely some vendors who are definitely giving a shout out to their various booths that are going to be there. And, let's be honest, that is, half of the reason you're going to be coming here is to go to the expo hall, go to the booths, and, have one-on-one in-person discussions with people that can help you solve your business challenges. So, absolutely go check through the Team 22 Atlassian official events community group. You will also find information on all the various viewing parties that are going to be happening. Viewing parties are new this year. If you aren't familiar with what they are, basically it's giving some specific locations around the world are going to have a local, smaller Team 22 event. So, for example, the closest one to me would be New York. And what will happen is they have booked an event location, and they will have some speakers from Atlassian on site that will be doing some in-person sessions exclusive to that viewing party. and they will also be watching any of those live streamed sessions. So if you can't get approval to go to Vegas, but you could get approval to one of the 7 locations that are happening around the world, absolutely go and check out and see if you can get into one of those viewing parties. It might be a little late now to try and get in, as I think a lot of them filled up pretty quickly with people that, obviously couldn't get approval to go to Vegas. But definitely something to keep in mind for next year, that there are, I imagine that this will be a thing that will continue to happen again, because this is, a smaller, more intimate audience, but still allows you to have that in-person event feel with things. So, moving right along into other things, we are going to switch over, and I am going to bring up the mobile view that I have here. So basically, what I have done is I am screen sharing my phone in a way that I can show it off. The Atlassian 22 mobile app. For anyone going in person, this is going to be your best friend. The 2019 Summit app was by far one of the best things that I had while I was there. I would recommend it to anyone who's going to an Atlassian event in person. This will help you build your schedule. This will help you keep in touch with others. It's by far one of the best ways for you to get the most out of your in-person event. I also made the decision as a introvert by nature to put myself out there a little bit more in the 2019 Summit. So I found that the mobile app was a really good medium for me to start broadcasting some things, and there were definitely some forum-like discussion channels where people could chat with each other, and that was definitely an easy way for me to start to put myself out there, and then arrange times to meet up with certain people. I know the Bellagio did a Game of Thrones fountain show where I met up with a group of 5 or 6 people, and we went over there to see that. I will admit, going and meeting people in person was uncomfortable, but one of the people there ended up becoming sort of my, I'm going to call it summit buddy, where we just walked around to the expo hall together, sat in a number of the same sessions, and it was a much better experience personally for me to have just another person that I was with, kind of like a security blanket for me. So I highly recommend using the mobile app as your way to meet other people. And I should point out that I was not very heavily involved in the Atlassian community by any means when I went to the 2019 Summit, and just how welcoming everyone is, not just on the online community or at any community events, but just the atmosphere at the 2019 Summit was very welcoming. I made the conscious effort that, when there were meals such as a breakfast, I wasn't going to go find a table in a corner by myself and, sit down. I made the conscious effort to walk up to a table with other people and say, do you mind if I sit down here? And everyone was super welcoming. I know that's where there were a number of conversations going on that, while I may not have had anything active to contribute, it was really interesting to hear a couple of admins that were in IT departments talking about Mindville Insight long before it was acquired by Atlassian. And, one guy pulled out his laptop and actually shared what they were doing. And, this is the type of thing that was cool to see that was happening just, at casual times at a conference. That was sort of one of my this was my first conference experience. So that's what led me to get involved in the online community. And, as much as I would have loved to be able to go in person in 2020 and 2021, 2022 is where we're going to make it happen. So let's take a look at the mobile app a little bit. So right off the bat, it's going to attempt to try and connect with your Atlassian ID. So If you are active in the online community and you registered with your community account, that would be what I'd recommend signing up with. I've already done a little bit of configuration on my profile. So it's going to ask you if you want to pull in things from your LinkedIn profile. Absolutely do whatever is comfortable for you. So if we just go to my profile specifically and we'll view my profile. So, it's going to pull in your company and it's going to pull in your job title. It will also pull in your profile image from LinkedIn. I chose to swap that out with something that would be more recognizable for me. You can absolutely put in, a short bio for yourself if you're comfortable sharing your LinkedIn and your Facebook profile links. Those are all things that you can enter. Just makes it easy for people to get a hold of you. I would recommend to Atlassian that for next year, possibly think about swapping out Facebook for Twitter. I think more people are using that, at least with a business profile sense than Facebook at this point. But that's my personal opinion on that. So once you have your profile filled out, there are some settings that are going to allow you to opt in for notifications as well as being on the attendees list. Again, do what you're comfortable with. Putting yourself opting in on the attendees list will make your information public to everyone else who is on the mobile app and looking at attendees. So we then go here and we look at attendee networking. I will 100% now show up here, as will a whole bunch of other people. And this is one of those things that is great for seeing people. They have things like attendees like you, attendees with a similar persona, attendees from a similar industry. If you don't know them already, these are possibly people you might want to connect with and, see if they are going through the same sort of challenges that you are. And, maybe you can pick each other's brains on, how to solve common problems. The other thing that this is going to be helpful for is building your agenda. So we're going to see the entire day's worth of things. Also, for everyone who has joined in and is viewing, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I am just going to keep talking until someone puts questions or comments in chat. So feel free to interrupt me with anything that you'd like to ask about. I'm happy to answer anything that relates to Team 22 or past summit/team experiences, what you might want to consider preparing for, sessions that you are interested in. Anything's on the table. Ask me anything about Team 22 today. So agenda. We are going to be looking at so what you can do here with this is if we go into the actual start of events, we can see that, there are a number of sessions I am already registered for. Breakfast is by far, in my opinion, the most important one. I could eat breakfast food every single meal of the day. And, as I mentioned, already registered for the keynotes. And then you can sign up for the things that you want. And then the idea, once you have signed up on the schedule, is you can switch over to your agenda and you can see what you're registered for and where you have free spots. I will make this suggestion to people. Do not fill your entire schedule with sessions. As much as it might sound like the right thing to do, you are going to want time to go around the expo hall. And I initially thought at the 2019 summit that I didn't really want to go and talk to any of the vendors because I'm an introvert, I'm socially awkward, and I don't really want to let people see that in person. But it was actually really good to go and chat with some of the people. I know most of the all of the booths that I went to, the people were very welcoming, very understanding that I don't necessarily know what I want out of what they have there, and that, it's not going to be solving all problems while at the booth, but just getting an idea of what they have and, letting them take my information so they could reach out to me afterwards. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, let's be honest. If you decide that it's not something you want to move forward with, it's very easy to tell someone, hey, we're not actually interested, but, thank you for your time. Yes, save some time for the expo hall. Also, when I was at the 2019 summit, because that was my first time and I didn't really know anyone, they had a session right off the bat, which was for first-time attendees. It was actually run by Rachel Wright, another wonderful person. If you don't know her, absolutely find her. She'll love to have a conversation with you about anything. So I'm going to share her advice, which I think is genius advice for anyone. The people that are presenting will not be offended if you decide that this session is not right for you and you leave the session. Don't feel obligated to stay at a session when, the title and the abstract were something that you thought you'd be interested in. And then once you start seeing the session, it's not what you thought it was. You're there for you. And you need to get the information that you want to get to bring back to your company. So feel free to leave a session if a session is not what you thought you were going to be getting the information out of it. Yes. So saving time for the expo hall. Don't feel the need to stay at sessions that are not providing any value for you. Absolutely do as much chatting. I know an introvert saying chat with people sounds awkward, but conversations with people are definitely beneficial. I don't know what else to tell you about that. So let's move on in the app as far as just taking a look at some of the other things that are here. I am pretty sure that there is also some stuff that as you get to things, there will be the ability to rate the sessions that you attend. So live on the app while you're there, you can absolutely sort of give a star rating and some comments about each session. I highly recommend doing that because that will help the events team in future years, future events, know what content did and did not resonate with people. And that just helps the judging committee that chooses the sessions know if what types of things they should be bringing in because people really resonated with, say, a technical demonstration where they actually had the presenter showing off things versus an abstract sort of pie in the sky type of discussion about, how you might architect something. Yes. Starting to lose thoughts. So other things that you can look at here are the sponsors and the speakers. Speakers is just going to give you a more fine-tuned look at some of the people that are going to be presenting, in case you'd like to reach out to the speaker after you saw one of their presentations, because you might have some follow-up questions for them. They're just giving you an easy avenue into reaching out to them. Just mentioning one person here that I happen to know from the online community, great community leader who, would be more than happy to chat with people after his session. So definitely something worth doing. I don't know that I have anything else to show. I don't know if anyone has any questions about team in general, and if not, I am happy to just keep chatting a little bit about what I'm looking forward to and what I'm planning on doing while I'm down there. Just give things a minute, see if anyone has any questions. Cool. So, what is Jimmy Talks Jira going to be doing at 2022? So, right off the bat, I am planning on bringing my camera down with me. I have both my phone, which has a decent camera on it, and I will be bringing a DSLR camera. And my plan is to try and record some footage, um, hopefully doing kind of a montage, a little bit like a vlog type of thing where I will do sort of an end of day recap of things, uh, intermixed with some footage of what we did that day. That is my intention. We'll see what my follow through is like, just because I also have a lot of things going on. I will be doing some work on a customer story for my company, Arctic Wolf Networks, while I'm down there. So that's some time I'll be spending. If you are around on the Thursday, I have it on good authority that I may be a part of the university certification panel that will be happening in the training theater in the afternoon of the Thursday. And I mean, I'll be sort of trying to make my rounds, just chatting with people about, what you're doing. I will attend, the keynotes for sure. I will definitely want to be keeping up to date on what the product updates are going to be. I know I mentioned Rodney's post that he made on LinkedIn asking what you're looking at attending. Atlas is going to be introduced. So I am definitely curious to hear more about Atlas as it leaves beta. That's Team Central if you're not familiar with that one already. And I am hoping to visit as many vendor booths as I can. I have had many conversations over email with a number of people, so being able to meet people face to face would be nice. If you are a vendor and you would like me to do a little sort of, we'll call it a 30-second plug for whatever it is that you guys do, I would love to be able to try and record some of those to intermix into the montages that I'm going to be doing. I think that's sort of my plan. As far as preparing, I know I have been trying to find all of my Atlassian swag that I'm going to bring down, because I definitely want to do represent things with swag. I know that I am also going to be going for my own test on the Saturday. I will be leaving early Sunday morning from Ontario, Canada, arriving midday on the Sunday in Vegas, and then I will be leaving on the Friday at noon from Vegas, getting home late at night. So I'm planning on being there for the whole week. I think I have stuff going on pretty much every day, but if anyone would like to come and chat with me about anything, I will absolutely make some time to come and chat with people. Probably the most likely place you'll find me to chat is going to be in the community lounge, probably with some of the community managers there, because I absolutely want to go and meet some of those fine folks in person, the wonderful people that help me do all the things that I do on the online community. With that, I don't think there is too much else that I have in the chat. We've been doing this for about half an hour now, so I think I've covered a lot of things that are going to be happening, how to prepare. If there's anything that you think I have missed, please call it out in the comments. If there's anything you, after the stream ends, think about that you would like to see, please, send me a message. I am happy to answer questions. I am also happy to answer questions while I'm down there. Yeah. Thank you for everyone who has joined in at various points today. I really appreciate that. And if you would like me to do more of these, definitely let me know in the comments. I might consider doing sort of a office hours with Jimmy once a month where I will be going through the online community looking at questions, or I will be available if you want to ask questions in chat as they relate to any of the Atlassian products. I may not have all the answers, but I can definitely at least get you started on the right path, or at least pointing you at the people or the locations in the community that you might want to ask those sorts of things. With that, I think we will call that for the stream today. Thank you all very, very much for attending this first live session. I hope to do more of these in the future. So thanks for stopping by.